Good morning. This is LG. I'm back again. February 16, 2026. You see the chart that's up on the screen there, right? It says, for the first time in U.S. history, minorities' birth outnumber white birth. See, this is what Donald Trump and the white nationals, this is what they trying to stop. They made a decision. If they can't stop minorities from becoming the majority in America in 25 years, they'll burn it to the ground. Just like they did with the White House when Britain invaded the colonies. They burned it to the ground. That is what Donald Trump and his white national, that's what they trying to do. They trying to slaughter minority babies. And they're going to throw minority people out of this country. Not because they did something to the whites. Is that the whites ain't going to let no nigger, no spick, no savage, no wetback is going to rule this country. This is white country. And we'll do whatever is necessary. We'll destroy babies. We'll kidnap people. We'll eat the babies. Just don't let them minorities rule over us. Like those minority babies are not the children of the Most High God. Can you imagine how arrogant those white people is? Can you imagine how arrogant they are? They're going to snatch people out of school. They're going to frighten and run after kids. They're going to throw kids in concentration camps that sleep on cement floors in the wintertime. And at the same time, they're going to talk about loving children. No, they're talking about loving white children. They ain't going to help nobody. They don't want to help nobody that's going to become the majority in this country, that going to rule over them. You mean tell me that black baby over there is not as precious as that white baby? You going to tell me those brown people that laying in the middle is not as important as that white baby? There's only one race of people in America that think that way. No Mexican want to throw white people out of their country just because they white. No Native American is trying to throw white people out of the country just because they white. No Asian is trying to throw white people out of the country. No Arab, no Jew. Only one race of people in this country is that evil, that they want to arrest somebody and abuse somebody just because of the color of their skin or who they love. But God loves everybody. God don't have no respect for person. If God did it for the whites, he'll do it for the black and the brown people. I'm telling you, white people, not because of malice in my heart, not because of hate, because of the color of your skin. You playing with my freedom. You playing with my freedom of speech. You playing with the freedom of the press. You playing with the freedom of religion. You playing with the right to bear arms. You playing with the right for me to petition my government or to assemble. You playing a dangerous game to be the minority. How do it feel, prejudiced white America? How do it feel when God have called you out? How do it feel now that God have called you a failure and someone that hate people just because of the color of their skin, or is they male or female, or is they gay or straight? 90% of the world's population is black and brown. The Caucasian race in the whole world is now less than 10%. And falling. And you still ain't learned nothing. Over 400 years, God been trying to get you to repent. To try to get your eyes and open and see that all God's children are created equal in the eye of God. All of them. No matter what race they are. And you, just like Lucifer, you're gonna try to live your way and what you want above God and above Christ. You know God can't let that stand. You know God cannot let that evil stand. The battle it's been over for you for a long time. You knew that God was getting ready to do a new thing. There is more minorities babies born in the United States never before in history. So that means that 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, no matter what you do, or who you try to throw out of this country, it doesn't matter. Because the people that's already here, the people that's already legal, that already are nationalized citizens or natural born citizens, they're already having 3 to 4 babies to one. There's nothing you can do to stop God. You are less than 10%, and by 25 years, you may still be 5% of the world's population. What you got against that? Isn't God the one that decides what race a baby should be? Isn't God is the one that decides what gender a baby is going to be? Just by the fact that you lost, just by the fact that God made 90% of the world's population black and brown, it's because of your hate. Because of the fact that you trying to lift yourself up to be a God. You trying to make like you can make a decision on what race a baby can be born. Or where a baby can live. Or if it should be female or male. No man, woman, or child have that authority. That is totally up to God. Over 400 years since the blacks were brought here enslaved, 1619. God gave you a chance. God had wanted you to repent. God had diminished your numbers around the world, and you still wouldn't repent. You still won't come to Christ. You still hate another child because of the color of their skin. That ain't godly. That ain't right. That ain't constitutional. The Constitution said all men are created equal. There's no one supposed to be above the law. There's nobody that can be above God. As your number diminishes, it seems like the more evil you become. You're not going to get away with it this time. It's too exposed all around the world on social media. Everybody know that there ain't no black person in America trying to overthrow the Constitution. There ain't no Native American in America trying to overthrow the Constitution or trying to overthrow the law. There is no Jew. There is no Asian. There's no Arab in the United States trying to overthrow the Constitution. There's only one person is trying to overthrow the very Constitution that they wrote. Because they don't want that Constitution to treat black and brown people equal with them. Nobody can be equal with them. Not even God. Thank you.